For a film that originally was thought of as a subversion of the Star Wars franchise, Rebel Moon Part 1: A Child of Fire feels pretty similar to an installment of it. From a lightsaber-like weapon to the narration, at the beginning that feels a lot like the opening crawl, it struggles to create its own identity. The worst part is the material has plenty of potential that goes unrealized. Conceived by Zack Snyder over more than a decade, Rebel Moon Part 1, Child of Fire centers around Cora, played by Sofia Boutella, soldier who is relatively content with the life she found for herself amongst the people who live and work in the farming moon of Planet Veld. As she used to do dirty work for the Imperium, a ruthless entity that goes around planets subjugating inhabitants to do their bidding. When they finally come to her new home, Cora decides she has no choice but to form a plan to take them on. And when we finally start to get a sense of who Cora is and what moves her, all movie time, and the warrior proceeds to recruit members that we end up not knowing much about, except for the weapons they carry. There are some surprises here and there when it comes to their attitudes, but it's all rather run-of-the-mill. The bigger issue is that Rebel Moon seems to not want to make an effort to stand out among similar titles like Rogue One, and one of the reasons might be its runtime. This version of Rebel Moon Part 1: A Child of Fire is not 100% a movie that Snyder wanted to show. The R-rated extended cut is yet to come out, and it's possible to see and feel that pieces are missing in the story, especially when you factor in that there's also a Part 2 supposed to come out in 4 months. The worst of it is that Rebel Moon goes out of its way to present itself as a PG-13 movie with violent moments so blatantly cut short that they lose all impact. It makes it extra hard to feel engaged in the movie's fights. And what also gets neglected in this first cut of Rebel Moon is the world building that was teased so much by Snyder himself. He obviously came up with several planets and societies that could make the characters as distinct as possible, and yet what defines each of the planets? What can you solidly remember about them after the screening is over? Not by chance, the one that stands out is Veld, which is the planet we spend more time in and meet the most characters. But for the rest, it feels like Snyder thought that populating a planet just requires putting together weird-looking aliens that pop on the screen. All in all, we can't ignore the elements that do work in Rebel Moon. That Snyder will commit to delivering top-notch special effects is kind of given at this point, but it doesn't mean that we should take it for granted. The costume design, production design, and special effects are efficient in creating a haunting environment when it needs to, particularly when Imperium disciples land on Veld and other territories. Ultimately, one of the best sentiments that Rebel Moon evokes is the sense that oppressed people have no choice but to revolt. This is expressed pretty early in the movie when a discussion ends with an unexpected body on the floor. It gets us invested in Cora's journey, and you do root for her and her team. You'll just wish you had the chance to know them better. Thanks for watching Support in Cinema by clicking subscribe, like this video, and leave your opinion in the comment section. Bye.